It was a matter of seconds before we all in London wanted to adopt him for his passion for life, for his passion for cycling, for his passion for people. But there is another South African, one of Jen's housemates in London, Machin, and also Sharpie's good cycling mate, good mate, who has better words than I. And if I can give you a cue, he starts his introduction by using the Australian English-Australian dictionary that Jen gave him. So I'm going to try and repeat it. If I don't have the correct terminology, correct me. Right. Your flaming galax. Stone. Right, thank you. Stone the freaking crows. Gosh, I'm parched. Drier than a dead D. Okay. First, let me say, no, not Helen, me, Machin, say how privileged I was to be invited to your wedding. It's with the deepest regret that I'm not able to make it in person, but feel confident that Helen's presence more than makes up for it. London is one of those London is one of those places in the world that attracts people from every corner of the planet. And it's there where I met Jen, and then a short while later, Nick, through Helen of Keep. That was my maiden name. Now, as you all know, these two are culinary ninjas, able to whip up a masterpiece in the time that it takes most to say oven chips and cod. Well, one of my most deeply embarrassing, in hindsight, moments was when Helen brought Jen over to dinner. Kath, my better half, was away. At the time, I was cooking like a bachelor. I'll rephrase that as an ordinary bachelor. Sure, why not, I said. Oven chips, peas and cod in batter. Ahem. I'm still not sure why we're friends. The good person that Jen is, I think she even ate it. And may have even said that it was nice. Well, probably more like fine. At some stage there was a frisbee and part, Oxford, Cambridge boat races, and footstool appropriation. Shortly thereafter, an opportunity came up to live in a newly refurbished house, the now infamous 148 Earlsfield Road. I have fond memories of transporting goods from tiny apartment, IKEA runs, ice cream, and 75p hot dogs at huge parties. Nick and his boundless enthusiasm and energy appeared on the scene a while later. And immediately we all knew that Jen had found her match, almost down to the teeth in every department. His sporting achievements and culinary prowess only matched by his wit. His passion for his work was infectious, and he was a constant source of amusing London school kids' stories. Dear friends, my deepest and warmest congratulations on this day. I hope that you continue to lead such inspiring lives together. I wish for all of the best, to love each other deeply, to share in life's experiences, and to continue to be amazing. Cheers to Nick and Jen. Hip hip hooray.
Well, firstly, may I thank everyone for coming along tonight. It's been a fantastic day so far, and I'm sure it continues. And the most important thank you, I think, for us tonight is for our parents. So to Rita and Kevin, thank you very much for all you've been doing and done so far. Kevin was very modest before in saying that it hadn't actually helped with reading, but they have, and likewise to my mother. So thank you very much, Mum. I've got a short speech just for my bride, so just a couple of words from me, and this is the last one, so we'll remain shortly. Okay. So it won't take long, seriously. Think about Ali's divided by 4. Here we go. Because Jen and I actually met about a bit over 6 years ago in London, I thought I'd best tell you about how it all started, because a lot probably won't know that story. Our first date, Helen mentioned, was the ice skating rink at Somerset House, so I invited Jen along for that, our first date, and I thought she looked wonderful, and those beautiful, lovely legs took her gracefully around the ice rink. So I sort of described my skating style as sort of like a baby deer learning to walk. Anyway, we continued, and it was a great night. Our second date was a trip to Borough Food Markets, just in South London, which is a wonderful place under a train line, but it had great food there. And that's where I attempted to impress Jenny with my knowledge of meat products and vanilla beans. Using our purchases, I invited her to dinner for our third date, and cooked up something nice, something edible. Anyway, I'd asked my 5 flatmates. 6 people in a house is not uncommon in London. In our dishevelled house, I asked them to be all scarce, which was hard, but I had to pay my Irish flatmate a tenner just to get him out of the house. That would have been hard. I can't quite Guinness that bought him, but he disappeared for a while. And I wasn't expecting any visitors, but when the mains were served and in candlelit dinner, from where we were sitting on the table, Jenny couldn't see it on the end, but a small mouse ran underneath. And while she was mid-sentence, I thought, this romance killer can't spoil our night. So I thought, just mid-sentence, I'll just give a bit of a stop and just continue. And I thought, that'll do it, and we'll back to dessert, and everything will be fine. And I just sort of leaned back a little bit, peeked underneath. I've just seen the dim light, just this black mouse right there. It was quite close to our feet. So still just frozen there. And I think this is not unusual to have these rodents, and I think it's the same guy that used to cheekily run up and down the steps and not just eat breakfast from the stairwell. So this is your first house in London. They're not always palaces. It wasn't Buckingham Palace. But anyway, I thought, this time Jenny's speaking and everything's going well. We're having a bit of a chit chat. So I'll give another one. Look back, still there. It wasn't until the third firm stop that this mouse came back from whence he came, and the night went swimmingly. So 6 years later, here we are today. And also, it's been such a wonderful day today, and I hope that in 50 years, maybe Jen and I can have a nice wedding anniversary back in the Yarra Valley. Yeah. Great. It's a lovely place, not for this temperature though, thank you. I'm looking forward to some of the happiest times of my life with Jen. Love you.